There is a saying that it takes money to make money. Now, that saying is only partially true. You can make money with nothing but an internet connection, some brain power, and a little bit of determination. However, that's only going to get you so far. As your financial goals grow, so will your need to have some capital to make them happen. This isn't theory. I'm speaking from my own experience in building multiple businesses over the course of the last 10 years. I started with absolutely no capital and minimal skills and took 5 years to see any real success. Now, if you don't know who I am, my name is Chris M. Walker. I am the CEO and founder of Legiit.com, the world's only B2B growth engine that gives businesses the technology, talent, training, and tracking they need to fulfill their business goals, and Superstar SEO, a 7-figure SEO brand. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I got started with zero capital and gradually scaled to this point, and hopefully beyond if you're watching this years from now. I'm only going to focus in this video on what worked and leave out the 5 years of mistakes and setbacks so you can do the same thing and skip all the heartache that I had. I'm going to do it in order as well, so it'll be accessible for anyone at any level to jump in at the level that they're currently at. Now, disclaimer, this is what worked for me and many others, but everyone's situations, skills, and work ethic is different, and no two people will have the exact same experience. So like I said, I'm going to assume you're in a position similar to the one I was in. So real quick, let's frame that. Around 2013, I was working as a level one tech support job for a real estate development company, a job that I absolutely hated and had zero upward mobility in. I had also managed to rack up what at the time seemed like an insurmountable amount of credit card debt. I didn't know what to do, and I figured the only way out was a better job. Until one day I stumbled on a blog post from a professional wrestling blogger I used to read that talked about how he was making his living now doing something called affiliate marketing. I then went and tried affiliate marketing and a bunch of other things, including surveys, e-com arbitrage, various gimmicks and shiny offers, print on demand, and a whole bunch more. Some of it worked a little bit, but most of it did not. A lot of that first 5 years was spent dabbling and having setbacks, wasting time on things that were never going to work long term before eventually landing on SEO and freelancing, which eventually led me to the businesses that I have now. That's the brief version of the backstory, so hopefully some of you can relate to that. Now, let's start with what I would do if I were in that situation again today, with the hope being that you will see what did work, what will work now, and save you the half decade of trying other stuff that doesn't work at all. And at the end, I'm going to give you a bonus thing that I would do to make even more cash to really make this take off. So the first thing I would do would be learn something specific and get really, really good at it. No one is going to pay you good money unless you know how to actually do something that's worth having. Too many people want to skip over this part and either start offering something before they can deliver a result, which in my opinion is incredibly unethical, or other people go the other extreme and become a perfectionist that will try to master every little nuance of something before ever trying to sell it. The middle way, as so often is the case in life, is the right way. Learn it well enough to not be unethical in charging for it, and then scale your offer as your skills get better. I would choose something that is future-proof as well, meaning it will always be in demand, it'll always be something people can't or won't do on their own, and something you can charge a lot of money for. I spent too much time bouncing from thing to thing before I eventually landed on search engine optimization. But there are other things you can do too. Some examples you can choose would be learning to run paid ads like Facebook and Google ads, persuasive copywriting, SEO, social media marketing, video editing, and so on. That way you can learn and get better while you start making cash, doing the next thing you should do to get started. And if I were doing this today, I would have chosen copywriting instead of SEO. So the next thing I would do once I had some skill is I would utilize freelance marketplaces. I had no idea how to get customers in the beginning, even though I needed them, despite taking several courses and so on. If you're still working in a day job, a lot of customer getting tactics aren't even going to work well for you because you can't do them while you're at work, right? You're doing your job, theoretically. Freelance marketplaces is how I solved that equation. And it's what I would do sooner if I had to start over again. I'd offer the service that I started learning in step 1 of this video and come up with as many permutations of it as I can. For example, if I write copy, I would offer landing page copy, email copywriting, funnel design, offer creation, ad copy, and so on. That way I never miss an opportunity to get someone's business because I don't offer what they need. I would also leverage my existing resources to generate money. For example, one of the first freelance services I ever offered was a one-time campaign from a link building software I had bought. I paid $299 for lifetime access to that software, and I would charge $5 to $50 for a single campaign from it for people that didn't want to invest in the software themselves. There are a lot of other ways you can do this too. If you have a software like SEMrush, you can just sell individual reports from it for $5 or $10. Or if you have a software that you need to run your own business and it costs like $97 a month, you can sell a one-time purchase of whatever it does for say $50. And if you sell 2 of them a month, and then your cost for the software is covered and you still get to use it. Freelance marketplaces give you access to a huge customer pool for little to no effort. Some platforms like Legiit even let you leverage this into building your own audience and brand. Take advantage of that so you have an audience you can sell to repeatedly. Now, whether you're new to online business or already established, freelance marketplaces give you a huge opportunity to grow your income and your brand. If you want to add a revenue stream to your business that has enormous growth potential that you can do at your own pace in your own time, that is built by freelancers and business owners, for freelancers and business owners, sign up today at legiit.com/register and start your freelance marketplace career. Freelance marketplaces are great, and I have leveraged them into life-changing money, and I would again. But most of them don't teach you how to get clients on your own, and that's a skill that you're going to have to learn, but it also means you have to offer things you don't know how to do to generate more cash flow, which brings me to the third thing I would do, and that's arbitrage client services. Client services means selling services, in this case, digital marketing services to clients, and usually to businesses more so than individuals. And you need 2 things to make that work. You need clients and you need someone to do the work for you because you don't know how to do it. The good news is you can get both of these at the same time. It doesn't have to be a linear process. Now, a couple of warnings on this section. This is gonna mean selling to people. I know that is scary, but it's necessary. More on that later in the video. The other is you're going to have to find people that have proven they can deliver the thing that you sell. So I would start this by creating a menu of sorts of things that I offer. In addition to copywriting, I would offer SEO, web design, social media marketing, for example. Then I would go and look on Legiit and other freelance marketplaces to find people that can consistently offer high quality work and are easy to work with. I'd buy from them, test them out and see if they do good work, see if I like their work, see if they were timely, see if they were easy to communicate with, and open to feedback if you don't like what they do 100%. I'd make a list of my preferred vendors for each service, then I'd work on getting clients for them and make it a win for everybody. And there's tons of ways you can get clients, but I'm going to stick to some of the beginner-friendly ones here because they're more universally applicable. The first would be through sites like Craigslist. I'd find people looking for example, web design in every city I could think of, find out what they need and want, and then get them on the phone, Zoom, email, whatever, and sell it to them. I'd charge at least double of what the freelancer was charging me and deliver it to the customer as my own deliverable. I'd be doing this process everywhere to get as much cash flow going as possible. Facebook groups, meetup groups, cold DMs, cold emails you get from legit leads, cold calling, and so on. I'd do as many of these as I could fit into a day, generating revenue for myself without having to spend time doing the fulfillment. Of course, I still have to do the selling, which brings me to the next thing I would do, and that is learn how to sell. Selling is scary to a lot of people, but it's what makes the world go round. And if you want to make a lot of money or or a decent living for yourself, you're going to have to learn it. So I would do 2 things. I would take whatever sales training I could afford and have time for, including selling online, selling in person, selling through copy and video, selling on the phone, and so on. That would help give you ideas, but I actually covertly told you the second way I would learn to sell in the last point, and that's by just doing it. The best sales training is selling, and every time you do it, you'll get just a little bit better. So I just start talking to people, find my style, find out which method I like the most, and start getting the reps in and getting better and better every single day. By this point, I would have learned a valuable skill and gotten moderately good at it, be getting cash flow and building a brand through a freelance marketplace like Legiit, be growing my agency services business through arbitrage, and have gotten at least decent at sales. This would keep me pretty busy and my time would cap out pretty quickly. So I would want to start switching to a model that didn't have my time as a limitation to. So the fifth thing I would do is start selling training and software. Now that I'm making good money from my skills and have 2 income streams and lead sources, I'd want to start getting my time back so I could scale or just enjoy my life more. I would also have some good skills and experience at this point, so I could leverage that knowledge and experience to create another income stream for myself and create my first info product or course. Courses are the highest leverage activity you can do in the online business space because the work of creating the deliverable is a one and done. I would look back at what I had learned, and just create a simple video course with resources and tools and a community. Then market it to the audience and customer base I'd been building already. I'd list the course on Legiit's course section as well as independently and offer it first to my existing contacts to get some feedback, would improve it based on what they told me, and as I learn more things, I'd raise the price and take it to progressively colder audiences to grow my audience and make more money from my course. This would also have the ripple effect of growing my brand and business and having people come to me to do what I was teaching them. I know that sounds paradoxical, but it always happens that way. So that way I would be getting paid to grow my business and to help more people. I'd pair that course with a simple software. Now, for your first software, you don't want to build something massive and complex like Legiit because you don't have the skill set or the funding yet. Start with something simple, something that complements the course you created and the things that you offer and are now good at. If my course was about copywriting, for example, I would create an open AI wrapper that creates copy the way I do it and teach it so that people can speed up the copy creation process. And I would charge a small amount, like $27 to $100. This is a win for everyone, and it's how I would get to $20K a month or more in revenue, which is going to be needed for the last thing I would do if I had to start over again with no capital, and that's start a larger SaaS with a lot of growth potential. Selling services, courses, and everything else we've covered to this point is a great way to get good income, but if you want a 7 to 10 figure business that you can eventually sell and exit, those are probably not going to cut it. Now, I realize there's a few outliers out there, but those are Uncle Louie examples and they're not the norm. For this, you need to have a big idea for a software that solves a big problem that businesses, because those are the ones that have money, will pay big money for. It needs to be something they can't live without and can never cancel. The entire process of creating a SaaS of this magnitude is well beyond the scope of this video, but some things you'll have to have are consistent cash flow if you want to self-fund it. We've taken care of that with our other businesses to this point. You're going to need to know how to develop or know someone that does. Personally, I'm a fan of the technical co-founder model. That's what I did with Legiit. You partner with someone that has a proven track record of building software and has the technical skills and team to execute on it, shares your vision, and then they get a stake in the company in exchange for doing that. You run the business and do the marketing, they handle the development. To grow it, I would use a similar process to what I did when I launched my course and software in the previous example. Start slowly, sell to my existing base, get feedback, make improvements based on their feedback, and continue to build out an awesome product that solves their problem. Let the word of mouth carry my sales, and once I have it dialed in as much as possible, pour fuel on it with advanced marketing like ads and SEO and so on. It'd be hard, and I'd face a variety of challenges, but I'm confident that if I stuck to this process, I'd have a well-made SaaS in a few years I could exit for a big number. Of course, it might take even more cash than my businesses were already bringing in, or maybe I just want to live a higher class lifestyle. So the other thing I would do to grow my income with no funding is the bonus tactic I mentioned at the beginning, and that's offering a high ticket coaching or consulting product and a mastermind. A high ticket program is where you take someone one-on-one and coach them every step of the way on how to grow their business. You can charge a lot for these, and the ROI is extremely high. You can charge $5,000 to $20,000 per program with little cost outside of your time. That's the one-on-one model. The other is a mastermind, which is a one-to-many model where people work together, network, grow, and learn from you directly. These often have 1 to 2 in-person live events a year as well, and have specific criteria that you set that people must meet before they can join, so it remains exclusive. I've been in ones that are as little as $500 a month, and I've seen some as high as $100,000 a year. These are extremely powerful for growing your revenue and getting high-level people into your network. And incidentally, they're great to join too, even if you're not starting one of your own. They've really helped me a lot. So with the complete blueprint in hand of how I would grow an online business when starting with zero capital, it's time to get started. The main fuel behind all of this is working on freelance marketplaces. So if you want to see exactly how to be successful on a freelance marketplace, click the video that's on your screen right now, and I'll see you in a second.